What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should like and sub, and let's get into this. Fantastic Four and Superman. It really comes down to those two movies, the MCU versus the DCU. And while Superman, there's some things to be worried about. Marketing's a little sus, and some James Gunnisms that might go through. But for the most part, I'm actually kind of liking what I'm seeing over there, as opposed to with Fantastic Four, with every single new bit of information, it only makes me more lackluster, including hearing that Sue Storm will be the leader, which we heard about a week ago from an Empire magazine interview. And now we're hearing it again, thanks to Collider of all places. So this, of course, Gary's reaction to hearing that Sue Storm will officially be the leader of the Fantastic Four. Second confirmation that we're hearing about this, because, of course, the first time we heard about this was that Empire magazine. This is June 2nd, where I did a story about this one, where, speaking to Empire about the film, Shackman described Sue Storm as essentially the Secretary General of the UN. She added that the leader of the Fantastic Four is Sue Storm, described her as an inspiring, idealistic leader of what the Fantastic Four represents, and she is in some of the later comic runs. He talked about Hickman and all of that. So yes, confirming she is in fact the leader. We had Vanessa Kirby herself talk about Sue and how she was going to play it, saying if you played an exact 60s Sue today, everyone would think she was a bit of a doormat. So figuring out how to capture the essence of what she represented to each generation, where the gender politics were different, and embody that today was one of the greatest joys of this. And then goes on to talk about playing the complicated bit of a woman and motherhood and all of that. So that was a week ago. And now we've got these stories coming out from Collider, where, again, this time by the producer, Sue is referred to as the leader of the team. So this is Curtis, Clint Curtis, one of the producers. If you do go back through the comics, you realize that Sue Storm is arguably the leader of the Fantastic Four, because without Sue Storm, everything falls apart. Further adding that while the film's aesthetic may nod to past versions, the story and character focus are intended to reflect modern sensibilities. We have the desire to date aesthetically, but in terms of character and treatment, who should be front and center? It's like, hey, let's tell the best possible story. Now they're comparing her to the Jessica Alba character, saying that that was because it was a product of a more male-gazing era of filmmaking. I would also add more profitable. And this goes back to what Vanessa talked about, how if you played her like she was in the 60s, she'd be a doormat. Here she goes once more. Vanessa Kirby, who plays Sue Storm, echoing similar statements. It's the reality of embracing being pregnant and then carrying a baby throughout, because that's going to be fun to watch her pregnant through the whole fucking movie, throughout, without falling into tropes or the archetypes we see in film around it. And it's a daily choice. And even when it came to the beginning costumes for some things, I was like, don't give me any like dolly skirts. So she doesn't want to wear a skirt. Did see her in dresses. Matt Shackman, of course, talking about Sue, saying, compared to Reed Richards, if he is the most scientifically intelligent person, then she's the most emotionally intelligent person on the planet. Between the two of them, they're building an idealistic society, again, where she is the leader of that idealistic group. Shackman also confirmed that Sue will be the head of the Future Foundation in the movie, a fictional think tank in the comics responsible for global peace initiatives and advancing scientific research. This role positions Sue as the helm, or rather at the helm, of one of the most powerful organizations in the Marvel universe, on top of Matt already saying she's the leader of the team and the producer saying she's the spiritual lead. So in every way she could be considered a lead, she is one. Kirby recounting seeing outdated gender roles in earlier comics, including one where Reed Richards calms Sue's complaining by buying her a new dress. She said she and co-star Pedro Pascal, who plays Reed, laughed about it, essentially mocking the classic comic roots of these characters. Saying that her take is going to be very different. What makes me feel truly feminine is allowing in space for vulnerability. I didn't want to make Sue simply a bad boss bitch. Instead, she hopes the film presents Sue with what she calls a genuine feminine soulfulness. Genuine feminine soulfulness. I've heard it both ways. And then this comes to Pedro, who to me is the weakest link of all of this. I do not buy him as the smartest man in the universe, because he is in fact a himbo. I love being led in a way, Pascal said when asked about working opposite Kirby. What you may identify as generosity for me, it just isn't. I'm only inspired by, I guess, just powerful women have been the thing that has gotten me through being alive. So to have the opportunity to stand by one, to learn from one, just a partner, it's partnership. It's male and female. Well, at least he acknowledges there's those two things. But it's also just a kind of transcendent sort of partnership in the work and in the characters. And so I don't really know what the fuck I'm going to do without you, Vanessa. Honestly, Kirby herself responding in kind, calling Pascal the most supportive male actor she's ever worked with. I've never had a male actor as a counterpart who's been so utterly equal and supportive of the relationship, but also the female character opposite him. I just feel so grateful every day to have an actor like Pedro who is so generous. And yes, he is ever so generous and a kind and a real giving lover right there. He cups the balls. He swallows it all. Could have gotten Adam Driver as Mr. Fantastic, but we got Pedro instead. Pedro. Oh boy. Anyway, so there you go. More confirmation. Not only is she the actual lead of the Fantastic Four and the head of the Future Foundation, she's the spiritual lead of the Fantastic. And it sounds like Earth because she's the most emotionally intelligent person on all of Earth. Isn't that nice? Anyway, let me know what you think of all of that. And boy, can you wait to see Fantastic Four? I can actually wait. Yes. Anyway.
Well, bye.